Hey, it's Kristi. Recently, a story went viral about a highly intelligent scientist claiming that God not only exists, but that this could be proven through mathematics. The post spread quickly, not just because of the claim itself, but because of who was making it. Someone described as one of the smartest people in the world using logic and math to answer one of humanity's oldest questions. And that raises a fascinating question of its own. Why do brilliant people keep trying to prove God or ultimate meaning using math and science? This isn't actually a new idea. Throughout history, highly intelligent thinkers have wrestled with the same questions. Where did everything come from? Why does anything exist at all? What is consciousness? And what happens after we die? What changes from generation to generation isn't the question. It's the language used to answer it. For some people, that language is religion. For others, it's philosophy. And for many highly analytical minds, it's mathematics and logic. Math feels solid, timeless, objective. It doesn't rely on belief or emotion, it relies on structure. So when someone trained to trust logic confronts questions that feel infinite or unknowable, it makes sense that they'd reach for the strongest tool they have. That doesn't necessarily mean they're proving something in the scientific sense. It often means they're building a framework that helps them make sense of existence. Arguments about first causes, beginnings, infinity, and consciousness aren't experiments you can repeat in a lab. They're philosophical arguments expressed through logic. And logic can feel incredibly convincing, especially when it offers certainty in areas where uncertainty is uncomfortable. What's interesting is that extreme intelligence doesn't eliminate the human need for meaning. In many cases, it amplifies it. The more someone understands how complex reality is, the harder it becomes to accept that it all happened without purpose, structure, or intention, at least emotionally. That's why you'll often see very intelligent people gravitate toward grand explanatory systems. Some call it theology, some call it philosophy, some call it mathematics. Different tools, same impulse. It's also why debates about these claims rarely go anywhere. Because one side is often asking for empirical proof, while the other is talking about logical coherence or metaphysical necessity. They're having different conversations using the same words. So when someone says, "This proves God exists," what they may really mean is, "This explanation makes existence feel complete to me." And that's a human statement, not a scientific one. Which brings us back to the original question. Why do brilliant people keep trying to prove God with math? Because intelligence doesn't replace wonder. Because logic doesn't erase mystery. And because the need to understand where we came from doesn't disappear, no matter how smart we become. If this gave you a new way to think about intelligence, belief, or how humans search for meaning, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment to help our community grow. And I'd love to hear this from you. Why do you think people turn to science or math to answer questions about meaning and existence? Thanks for spending a few quiet minutes here with me. I'll see you next time.